friends? Welcome back to the Messed Up Movies Podcast, the podcast celebrating movies and filmmakers that embrace the insane, the outrageous, the unhinged, the off-kilter, and the all-around kind of messed up fun you can't take your eyes off of, even if sometimes you want to, as franchises get longer and have a little bit of shaggier dog intros. Guys, you may notice a little bit of a somber, more quiet intro for me today. Mea culpa. I got the school crud. I'm a little bit sick, but we're going to get through this episode. In fact, I think maybe being a little weakened, in a weakened state, tired of life, as it were, may be the perfect place to pick up today's Universal Monster Mash medley. Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. So I'm your host, Griffey, joined as always by friend, co-host, guy whose grave you would never want to open, Alex Dandino.
Alex Dandino.
Show.
What
so, before we get going, brief business, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the Misfit Parade YouTube. You can see video versions of the pods, lots of fun stuff there. Please go to Messed Up Movies Podcast Patreon. We have an Alien Earth miniseries going right now that's been a blast. Tales from the Crypt for your October spooky season. We got a lot of fun stuff over there. Movies, you can vote on the exclusive movies every month. We want to make that as fun for you as possible. So please help us out, support the show, especially this October. Guys, by this point, you know, we are running through the Universal monster movies and pairing them with Hammer horror movies that seem like good companion pieces, right? Maybe the two greatest studios to kind of lay out these expanded universe of these classic monster tales. Today, we find ourselves at Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. I'll start here, Alex. I don't think this is an exceptionally good movie. Even my little boy heart, when me and my brother found this as kids, we were like, holy shit, monsters are going to fight. Two monsters. This was way before Freddy versus Jason. This blew our little minds. The old poster is like Frankenstein rearing back to fucking knock out the Wolfman. I was pumped. We saw it and we thought it was the coolest movie ever, right? Because we got to see two monsters fight. I will say now, maybe I'm a little older. I'm a little more jaded. I've seen these crossover universe. Now I've been beat to death with them. I don't know that Universal got. Jaded. I don't know that Universal got the most lively energy from pairing these two franchises. What this essentially is a pretty good Wolfman sequel that then kind of slams to a screeching halt once we introduce him into the Frankenstein world. Alex, what did you think of Frankenstein meets the Wolfman?
I also didn't think it was very good. I don't think it's even like, oh, with age, I've realized this isn't a good movie. It's more just not particularly good. There's, I think it starts promising as a Wolfman.
I think Lon Chaney Jr. is the Wolfman. And I'm not trying. He's so good as the Wolfman. So and we haven't talked about the first Wolfman yet. We'll get to it. There is something about his sad, doughy face. He showed up for this movie. He did not phone this in. And I think the scenes with Talbot are so incredible. Yeah. And it gives the movie some life. This is a movie that ran into some really big kind of behind the scenes problems as you read about it. So this is essentially the story, right? The resurrected Wolfman, seeking a cure for his malady, enlists the aid of a mad scientist, not true, who claims he will not only rid the Wolfman of his nocturnal metamorphosis, but also revive the frozen body of Frankenstein's inhuman creation. So that's the IMDb synopsis. Not a part of that is true. It's not a mad scientist. It's a doctor who becomes maybe a little drunk with the knowledge at the end. He's not going to cure the Wolfman. He's going to murder him. And the Wolfman is the one who unfreezes Frankenstein's body, which is already walking around before the doctor gets there. Here's kind of the big hubbub of this movie, what it's most known for. So this is Bela Lugosi finally getting to don the Frankenstein mask, right? It's a pretty big part of his story. They were going to use him, or he thought he would be the Frankenstein monster the first time around. Mm-hmm. They did screen test of him and all that, and they thought he was laughable, right? They didn't buy it. It ended up going to Karloff. Lugosi famously says he made Karloff by turning down the offer. He did not turn down the offer. He was never offered Frankenstein. Yeah. Now he gets to be the monster, right? Because at the end of Son of Frankenstein, which we didn't talk about, but hopefully you watched, he plays Igor. It's one of his great performances, right? Igor's brain gets transplanted in the monster. The movie ends with Lon Chaney Jr. playing the monster, ironically enough, but doing this like voiceover of Bela Lugosi talking as Igor that he now has the strength of all the worlds.
Right.
This movie's monster was supposed to be the monster with Igor's brain in it. The idea being, well, if Bela Lugosi's already doing the voice, Bela Lugosi can just be the monster, right? He's blind from the surgery. They heard him do this character and thought it was so laughably bad.
Yeah.
That they took out all the dialogue and didn't explain that the monster was blind. I said on an earlier episode, Lugosi, ironically, has created the iconic kind of shambling walk because he's supposed to be fucking blind, and the movie doesn't talk about that. No. Alex, you're a producer. Have you seen an episode or what? This is one of the biggest like studio malfeasances I've ever seen.
I mean, there's many. I would say this is pretty
Do you think
bad.
This movie could be worse if we just heard Lugosi talking? Because it doesn't seem like it.
I don't think hearing Lugosi talking or there being an explanation why he walks like that could be. Yeah, I mean, like, there's nothing that could make this movie worse. It really just boils down to like, it's interesting. The Lugosi performance, whatever, it's not great, but I don't give a shit. The actual like second half of this movie where they start to explain like, it's just such like, even for early horror movies, just pure poppycock. You're like, all right, can we just get to the end where I know this is going? Like, let's just wrap it up. Like, I don't give a shit.
There's like a sad, because this is the thing. I think the movie starts off incredible, right?
Yeah, it's great.
These grave robbers are trying to like rob a grave. They're like the Wolfman, right? What do they say? Even a man who's pure of heart will become a wolf when the Wolfbane blooms and the moon is full at night. And you see the Wolfman's hand come out. He grabs this grave robber and starts attacking him, and he's like, help, help. Like this very quiet help. He's so scared. And his buddy's like, nah, fuck you, I'm out. And runs, and the Wolfman is free. I think what is cool about this, because Lawrence Talbot is this kind of sympathy-ridden, like, cursed man. Like, it set the tone for the curse of the werewolf, this performance by Lon Chaney Jr. Mm-hmm. What I actually think is fascinating through the start of this movie, this is a very sick, deranged man. Whether you believe him or not, trying to explain to these doctors and the cops, I am a monster. You need to lock me up. You need to help me destroy myself. There is something so beautiful in watching Lon Chaney Jr. try to tell these men, he's a monster. Please, please fucking destroy me. It's such an interesting inversion of the like power mad scientist or the lifeless creation. Yeah. I think it's the start of this movie with Lon Chaney Jr. is incredible. Like this movie has the base to be an incredible film.
It starts with really good teeth, like, so to speak. Changed the lore a little bit, which is interesting. And I guess I never paid attention to this, but this was where the full moon thing came into the lore of the Wolfman. Like originally it was when the wolf's bane is in bloom is when the Wolfman will emerge. This is where
the moon is so much more iconic.
Yeah,
visually.
The moon is just like, it's perfect. Like it really is like, it's a much better like visual component to it. So I think the other thing too is like it also gives
there's a universality to it. Like also if you're like, I'm in Siberia, brother, there ain't no wolf blooms.
I fucking love every time they cut to Lon Chaney Jr. when he sees the like sad face he makes when he sees the full moon.
His face looks like if you're ever like on your phone and you accidentally like go to black screen and you see your like triple chin face like, in the reflection, that's the face Lon Chaney Jr. makes when he sees the moon out.
It really is like it's an acting choice. I'm just like, oh man, like the 40s was so fun. Like we really did have just like
it was great.
It really was like this incredible time where like you could do the overacting and it was like kind of part of the deal. But
these are high melodramas for sure.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, like it starts this really Talbot's pursuit of ridding himself of the curse and all this stuff. Like these things work really well. It's weird because who wouldn't want to see a creature feature mashup? It's cool. Like I who doesn't love that? It's so weird how as soon as the Frankensteinness inserts itself, you're like, huh? This does
Yeah,
not work the way I thought it
yeah.
was going to. Like at all. Like, and it's
It's
just
like it's like farting at a really nice restaurant where you're like, oh no, that's changing my palate. I don't like this.
it is interesting too, like because Bela Lugosi was a good actor. Like I think this is like
He
a
was a
really
really good
I
actor.
think this is a really key component. It's like he was a really good actor. This is like um it's sort of there are bands and then there's members of bands who like go off and do their own thing. You're like, ah, that's pretty good too, but never is quite as good as the like it's that's just like Bela Lugosi doing Dracula and then going off and doing like a cover band and like
Yeah.
oh, it's not quite as
Well,
good.
it just it's at this sad stage of his life where there's like this reeking desperation,
Yeah.
and you watch is Lon Chaney Jr. still doing like good Wolfman beats, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's still sad. He's trying to get the doctors to find him. There's that scene where he's like parkouring through the town. I do love the fact that he's in like a fucking hospital gown. And
Yeah.
when we see the Wolfman jumping through the town when he kills that cops, he's
Close.
somewhere stopped and got a button up and
Yeah.
tucked in a
Got to
belt.
get close.
Like the Wolfman's like, I don't want to be crude. I don't want to kill this man with my wolf dick out. I thought that was fucking incredible. That's why we didn't
Ugh.
know if Wolfman had nards because he put on fucking
He always
trousers and shit.
always put on his pants
And
with the
then he
belt
was in
tucked
bed the
in.
next morning. He was back in the fucking gown. And I was like, that's
Yep.
incredible. That's just one of
Love
those
that.
old movie things. They're like, no one gives a shit. Show the Wolfman that we saw in the last movie. Great. But he's still doing real Wolfman shit. When he goes and finds Maliva and he's like, your son gave me this curse, man. Like, I just want to die. And Maliva comforts him, knowing
Yeah.
he's a monster, seeing this like sympathy that she had for her son who was a monster. He's still getting to do real shit. When he goes and tries to buy the Baroness Frankenstein's land,
Mm-hmm.
he's still getting real acting chops. And I think that's the thing in this movie you notice so much is Lon Chaney Jr., and I don't think it's just for being a better actor, which I don't even know that I would make the case that he was, but he's still doing a Wolfman that has like a pumping, beating heart. There's a
Yeah.
vitality to the character and what it's going through. And when you pair that to this fucking absolutely hollowed out, kind of brain dead, siphoning life energies thing,
Yeah.
and Lugosi, not to be rude, he does not fill that suit. He
Yeah.
does not have like he has this different kind of facial structure where he almost has like such a small and weak chin. Like he
Yeah.
just looks wrong. And you watch
Well,
him shambling around and they took his lines and he's just there to be there. It is this sad the guy who started it all, desperate to cling on and like fight back anything he can,
mhm.
just being used as a prop in this movie. Like you
Well,
could have got any stuntman to do this and it
yeah.
wouldn't have changed
I think
the
that's the thing
performance
is
at all.
like
It's so fucking sad the juxtaposition of these
yeah.
two
Well, I mean,
performances.
like even like the makeup looks worse. Like you're
It's
just
so
and that
bad.
it's just it's not it, you know, it just doesn't feel right. And I think it
It's
also
also
like
like Karloff fucking fled.
yeah.
Like he must have known and Lugosi gets the scraps. Like there's something in
Yeah.
that that
Well, like
is bad.
Karloff had that long face. It had like
Mhm.
that sunken in face specific to the like
Yeah.
iconography of
Which was
Frankenstein.
a lot of makeup too. Yeah. But because he
Yeah.
had like this injury on his face and they like
Mhm.
put shadow it. Like it just looks right.
It looks like
It looks
look,
right.
this looks like my kid always wants us like whenever we ask him what he wants us to be for Halloween, he comes up with like a group theme. This looks like I'm putting my makeup on to be a Frankenstein. Like
Yeah.
it's just a miss. And it's not that it's gonna be and granted it doesn't help that the performance is just like chopped to hell because they hated the way he sounded and all that shit. Like it
It's so
nothing
fucking disrespectful of like their
it
first
is.
icon. It's so fucking
Yeah.
disrespectful.
It
It hurts.
is
It's hard to watch.
it's
Like, and
really
here's the scene. The scene of him shambling into town
oh my
during the
god.
fucking beer fest. It's you just watch that and you're
It's
like,
so bad.
oh my God. We watch these people running in abject terror from
Yeah.
something that looks so silly and not right.
It's so
Like
bad.
it hurt. It hurt the soul to watch.
Yeah.
I was really
We
sad for
watch
Lugosi in this one.
we do my kid the Universal passes. This is something like and we do the studio tour a lot. My kids and Henry's really getting into like monster movies.
Hell yeah.
So we drive past these beautiful murals that they did to like commemorate all the big like monsters. So there's like Wolfman, Frankenstein, Creature from the Black Lagoon, The Bride, and then Dracula. And what's weird is like all of them look like movie accurate. Like you see, like, it's the actors, what you're looking at. The Dracula is the only one that doesn't look like Bela Lugosi, and it always makes me sad. It's more
That's
like a
fucking
cartoonish.
ridiculous. Like that's
And I'm just
insane.
like, this is the guy who built the like
Yes.
upon your studio, you will be built. Like, and I don't know if maybe it was just a matter of like we all know now, and maybe time heals that wound a little bit, but we know who Bela Lugosi is because of Dracula.
And vice
Maybe in
versa.
that
Dracula is
right.
iconic because of Bela Lugosi.
Maybe though in that time too, because again, we only know Dracula is legendary because we've lived, many years after it came out. Maybe he ruined his reputation so badly at that time.
It felt personal.
I
It
agree.
feels
It does.
personal.
I 100%. It
Like they
feels
didn't
like,
know what he was gonna sound like before they fucking shot the
come
whole
on.
fucking movie.
And it's not like
And
he's
he
some
was
like
physically
hideous
frail at the
chud.
point, so like
Yeah.
they definitely had to have a stand-in at occasional points. Like there's something about this that feels completely like, why are you dragging this man through the mud? Right?
Yeah.
Maybe they
Because
thought they
this
were throwing
is
him a bone. Maybe they're cashing in on what little bit of fame they thought they gave him. It's
right.
hard to watch.
Because this is 45, I think, right?
43. So this is 12 years after the first
40,
one.
right. This is 12 years after the first one. So he dies in 56. So
Yeah.
he's pretty close. Like, I mean,
He
like
is
I'm
not
like,
doing well. Yeah.
but I mean, he was 7 when he died, which means he was in his 60s when he did this. Like, I mean, and again, my parents are in their 60s. They're not frail people, but they're not young. Like, it's just
They're also
love you,
not
mom.
having fucking Royal Rumbles in a mad
Yeah,
scientist lab with the
love you,
Wolfman.
Donna. Love you, Donna and Pat.
Because
But
essentially the
you're not
Wolfman's
young.
only move is crawling up on things and dive bombing. And you imagine, like, dude, if I dive bomb my mom, she'd be getting her knees drained the next day. Like she would not be functioning and battling. Like
Yeah,
that's tough. And I'm assuming they had to have stand-ins for a lot of that because he was not doing well at the point. So
yeah,
there is, again, I think what you notice is when Lon Chaney Jr. is on there, and I think that's the part I keep coming back to, is he's giving it everything. Rest of the movie and the cast seem like they're kind of phoning it in. The only two people that aren't are him and Maliva. And I guess you could argue, what is it, Vizier, the fucking drunk bar owner who's like, I'm going to do domestic terrorism, handle this myself. The old timey European insurrectionist
yeah.
character.
Blows up the dam. Yeah,
Yeah, and we never find out because they just kind of cheer when the whole fucking castle goes
yeah.
away.
The
Did he
cheering.
kill a
Okay,
bunch of people? There are woodland people who live by lakes and shit that I'm pretty sure are about to die.
the
So he's
cheering.
a monster too.
The cutaway to them cheering, and then just the flood, and then the end. You're like,
Well,
that
it's
is the
also
most.
funny because they're cheering. They have literally no idea what's happening in the castle.
Yeah,
They
they're
just
just
know
like,
that they're up there buying machines and shit. And so, because the doctor essentially is like, I can't destroy it. This is too great of a scientific gift. I'm going to fucking fully charge Frankenstein's monster and drain energy from the Wolfman. But neither of them are all the way drained or pumped. And they battle. The people in the town have no fucking clue what's happening. Am I right? Like, how
yeah,
do they know? They just know there's like electricity and shit. So when that dam
no,
blows up, they shouldn't be cheering the end of the monsters we just watched. They should be like, oh, fuck, we're all going to die. We're going to
no.
fucking die.
They're just really enjoying. They're just really enjoying the domestic terrorism's happening. It is a weird, like, it
Yes.
is a weird.
They
Just like
literally said, he's
intercut.
like, if I thought you were serious about blowing that up, I would arrest you for endangering this whole village. And he's like, you're a laughable bum. And he leaves. And then the next scene, it's like, woohoo.
It is just a strange thing. It gets cuts forth, and then finally it's just the end. You're like, all right, we're not going to address anything else in this movie. It is like
It's so
it
fast
is
for
something.
the end.
It is something that I think you and I've talked about before, where it's like there are movies that have like nothing else to say, so you're just like sort of sitting there and you're thinking about like the editor on that huge Steenbeck, and like, you want anything else in this movie? Nah, we're good. All
Yeah.
right, I'm just
I've logged my
end.
union hours. I'm over it. Yeah, it's such like a matter of fact, like, that's it. Get the fuck out of here.
That's it. It's over.
You saw
No,
what we had to offer.
no
You liked
post
it or you
credits.
didn't.
Get out.
That's fine, yeah. I mean, it's an hour and 14 minutes. They took out a lot of shit that probably could have been used in there. It's I will say one thing, watching it back, the Baroness Frankenstein, hot as shit.
Smoke show.
Like, still got it. Like, even 100 years later, almost, this lady still rocking. I do have this weird thing where, like, when I watch actresses in old movies, I feel like I see them as like grandmas still, even if they're in their primes. To me, it's like I imagine the grandma they are now.
Ilona Massey had it. Like, she is.
Woo! Woo. I'd be like, I don't give a fuck about this journal, dude. I'm trying to clap cheeks and be a Baron, right? Like, I want to be a Baron. I don't give a fuck about these experiments, dude. Yeah, Lawrence Talbot can fucking chew these people up, man. I don't give a fuck. They got domestic terrorists here. Hey, why don't we just fuck off back to Bavaria and just bang in your lush estates? This doctor is insane. I guess they were right. There is a mad scientist because
there's a real missed opportunity.
He fumbles the bag so hard in this movie.
Real missed opportunity of like a cool love triangle, and obviously she'd never be with Frankenstein. He's like, whatever. I'm gonna go let the Wolfman beat my cheeks. This is a waste of my time. That's a great. See, that's the movie I was expecting to watch. That's what it is.
It is. There's just not a lot to dive into in this one. It's very sad. It's more behind the scenes stuff. Yeah. Again, I think the novel idea of putting your monsters in a movie together was not lost on me. It was fun, man. It was like when I was a kid, the tape we always wanted to find was Godzilla versus King Kong. And we always heard this legend that if you watch the Japanese version, Godzilla won, and if you watch the American version, King Kong won. And we finally saw it, man. And when Kong wins in the end and like swims away, we were like, fucking USA, USA. We wanted those monster mashes, right? We grew up on fucking Ninja Turtles and Masters of the Universe, fucking Power Rangers when I was a little older. I lived for monster mashes. And there is something so fun about seeing these worlds collide. I think what the problem is, this one is so fucking hollow and vacuous. And not the whole time. That's the problem, right? I remember telling you this. I was like, the problem everyone had with Ghost in the Shell remake was not that they whited it up, but that they left too much Asian stuff in there. If you're going to steal it and make it American, just fully white it up. Don't show me holograms of a koi fish. Show me hologram of a fucking McDonald's bag floating around,
cheeseburger.
Right?
Come on, son.
Like, fully white it up, right? Like, don't leave hey, remember that thing that was better from another culture? Here's us ruining it. This is that same setup, right? Where we saw a good Wolfman movie be interrupted and destroyed by Frankenstein, played by Lugosi. So in a way, it's fucking dunking on Frankenstein and it's dunking on Lugosi because they make the Wolfman stuff good. That's the thing that fucking sucks about this movie, is that it's not just all bad. You can't just watch it in a Mystery Science Theater 3000 way, because the first 30, 40 minutes of this movie are fucking great. Yeah. I think that's the hard legacy of this movie. Really sad way for Lugosi to go out of the Universal Monsterverse. All right, Alex, what's the most messed up moment in Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman?
I think the fact that Bela Lugosi was totally firebombed by the studio.
The fact that they didn't explain why he was blind and they just took all his lines out afterwards.
Blind. You know what's interesting?
This guy edited. How much script do you think? How many line reads do you think he gave? Like, one day the director's probably like, we need another take. He's like, what do you want? Tell me, what do you want me to try this time? And then at the end, he gets to the theater and he's like, I don't have a fucking line.
I think the moment is him walking with his hands out, that being never explained, and that becoming like an iconic thing about
Lugosi creating the Frankenstein shamble, right? That's pretty cool. If I had to pick a most messed up moment in this movie, God, I think I'm going the opening grave robbing scene, because it is pretty cool. These guys are just here to like pick the pockets of a dead man. They pushed. It's been years. This guy's been dead for years. They're like, there won't be anything in the coffin. They open it up and there's Lon Chaney Jr. unfucking digested by nature, right?
Right.
And he starts reading this poem he'd heard as a kid about the Wolfbane and how it's going to make the Wolfman. We see the claw come out. The thing that is messed up is when the grave robber gets grabbed, he does this, help, and it's so quiet and it's so subdued. And his friend just goes, fuck y'all, I'm out of here. And his friend fucking beats feet and fucking runs away just to leave his friend to get savaged. I was like, that's a great opening for a Wolfman movie.
He's like shaking. He's like, fuck this, fuck you, I'm fucking gone.
Yeah, we had 2 beers at the thing and hatched this fucking crime plan. We are not great friends. See ya. I'm out of here. And then that guy just goes back into town knowing that Wolfmen exist and just has to keep being a drunk grave robber. That's tough. A grave robber who every time he opens a grave thinks he's going to find a monster. That's a hard life that guy set for himself. That's it for Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman. Guys, that is not it for our little October marathon. It's still a lot of good movies. We will be returning next week. We're going back to Hammer Horror. Frankenstein Creates Woman. Love this movie. This is a fun one. Some more 70s vibe. Then we're on to The Mummy, guys. So stay with us. Lots of fun happening this October. Please, again, go subscribe to the Misfit Parade YouTube page. Video version of the pod, shorts, content we're working on just for YouTube. That's a good time. We're on all the socials. Please make sure you go to Messed Up Movies Podcast Patreon page. The best way to support the show. That would mean the world to us, especially this October. More than anything, thanks for the time, guys. We'll see you again tomorrow.